Hello, everyone. Welcome to this special interview today with Laure Géry, a fantastic guest with David Leblanc.
Hello, very nice to meet you.
Hello, David. Very nice to have you here with us today. You are the brand president for Takami. Takami is part of the L'Oréal Group, and we're delighted to have this discussion with you today. So, to start this conversation, could you maybe tell us a bit more about Takami, the brand, the history, and the concept?
For sure. Very nice to meet you. Very happy to be with you. So the story of Takami starts 20 years ago by the creation by Dr. Takami of the Takami Clinic in Omotesando. So Omotesando is really at the crossroad, at the center of Tokyo, one of the most prestigious place in Tokyo. So he opened a clinic dedicated for consumers with acne and scars. So it was at a time when people were not used to talk that much about their skin problems and skin issues, and he created that clinic at that time. And soon after, because of the success of the clinic, he created a brand and a product under his name. So Takami was born. So it's a clinic-born, Tokyo-made brand, creating a full skincare line behind it. But the most interesting is that he created a hero product that is named Skin Peel. So Skin Peel is a blue bottle, a little blue bottle that is extremely famous in Japan because we became the number one skincare in Japan, value and units. So it's extremely famous, and it became really the star go-to serum for consumers having problems with their skin, wanting skin clarity, skin quality. That is the obsession of consumers in Japan, and it became really a superstar.
So at that time, there was only one product, one serum.
So 80% of the business is drawn by Skin Peel, and I will explain you how because of the subscription model behind it. So Skin Peel is this blue bottle that is really at the center of a routine, of a consumer routine in skincare in Asia. So it's the start of any skincare routine. So you start with this serum to activate your metabolism and really start your skincare regimen. So it's really what your skin needs to start any skincare regimen. But after, we have diversity of lines with moisturizer, with more correctors, depending on the skin problems and the skin issues of our clients.
And so, can you tell us a little bit about the consumer journey? It starts with this first trial, and then?
So basically, consumers are hooked, let's say, in social media, so mainly Facebook or social sellers. In Japan, social sellers are extremely powerful. You have 20 to 30 social sellers that really convince and sell skincare very well. So after this first touch and contact, you are hooked by T-Media that we craft very carefully depending on the needs and the search of consumers. So we craft different copy of the banners to target consumers, and we offer them a trial size that's sold at 1,500 yen, the equivalent of 10 euros, let's say 10 to 12 euros for 10 ml. So it's 10 days of trial for 10 euros. So it's good argument for consumer to start the trial. So once we have the trial list, they receive the box at their house, so it's crafted in a beautiful Takami box with this quite valorized product that is a 10 ml with a full bunch of stories, and we start the journey. So once you receive this box, you try, and we have a model of retargeting. So we retarget after 10 days, after 20 days, after 1 month, after 2 months, after 3 months, if we don't convert. And we have approximately 33 to 35% conversion from trial list to subscription.
So in which amount of time approximately?
So most of the time it's within a month. We consider we fail if it's not done within a month. So we really try to convert at that moment of the journey. But after, consumers that have been trialists once often come back anyway. So we have this strategy really to focus on them in a short run.
So everything starts with customized media.
Yeah.
This trial phase, which is critical, the
Yeah.
beginning of the journey.
Yeah.
And then an
And with a
incredible conversion.
Yeah, exactly. And with a beautiful product that is a gift, honestly. 10 euros for this format on skincare is quite competitive.
Okay.
So they consider it's a first proof of trust in the model. And after, when they start the journey, so they start the subscription. So you have a small discount when you're a subscriber. So you have a 5 to 10% discount depending on the period. That is quite unusual in Japan because Japan is not a very promotional country. So you don't change the price very oftenly. So we are committed to our pricing, and that's mandatory. But we offer this kind of discount that is not major but significant for Japanese skincare. And after, once you subscribe, you receive every month your box that comes months after months with different stories that we craft for you. So, for example, one of the first box you receive is about the origin of the brand. So the story of the clinic, the story of a doctor that is a genius and someone extremely famous in Japan. So someone really that gives a lot of trust and expertise. After, you receive another box that is really focused on the importance of liquid care. Because as you know, in skincare, the more liquid, the deeper you penetrate. So it's not something we are very used in Europe countries or in the West, but in Asia it's something very special and important. So you start the education journey. So you recruit also consumers that are quite young, that don't know much about skincare, but you explain them how it's important to start with a liquid phase. So you explain the importance of a liquid care. That is really the start of this routine. So you educate them. And after, you go into your skin concern. So, of course, we have the data. We collect the data that is quite minimum at the beginning, and we address a few questions, but we know more and more along the journey.
So you have a continuous data collection?
Yes, we do continuous data collection.
How do you do that? Sorry, through the emails, you ask them additional questions?
Yes, so we ask additional questions through the email, but most of the time, in Japan, they contact us. So they give also information about it. So this is...
How can they reach out? Through social platforms?
So we have 24/7 coaches. So we have 15 person in Hokkaido on a call center that are the skin coach that are available to answer any question to our consumer and enrich the data manually. So it's something that is really curated and designed for the most demanding consumers. But we have these coaches that are here for the consumers.
Okay.
So it's a fascinating story, really, because what strikes me is you're talking about precision, you're talking about personalization, you're talking about intimacy, you're talking about efficiency, because you're talking about skincare. But in fact, those very same words are, I think, the ones we try to use for serum. So there's a very interesting parallel. Not all skin brands, obviously, skincare brands are as good, obviously, as Takami. But it's interesting to see how much of a similar approach CRM in general and Takami in particular do have.
Totally. And for L'Oréal, CRM and skincare are extremely linked together. So it's important. So skincare as a duty and a mission in our portfolio to retain our consumers. So we are the champion of lifetime value in the group with Takami, but fundamentally this is the purpose of most of our brands on skincare. Why? Because in skincare you build results over time. So it's not a one-shot mascara or a one-shot look that exists in beauty, but definitely skincare is all about the power of habituation. So habituation, skincare and CRM are very linked, but also when it comes to the philosophy for consumers, skincare is all about a certain discipline. Discipline is very important in Japan, but it's also the capacity to repeat a skincare that gives results. So the possibility to repeat and repeat and repeat is extremely important in our model, but in our skincare. And funny fact, in reality, as this product was buzzing for so many years, so SkinPeel has been created 20 years ago, we conducted a study, a long-term study on long-term consumers. So we conducted a study of 6 months to track the data and track the results and the clinical results and the clinical performance of our products. And we saw improvement over time. So it means that for the first time, we have the proof on skincare that the more you use it, the better the result. So it means that a skincare is incremental in terms of result. If you're good at your skincare, you get better results than someone who starts and stop, start and stop, start and stop. So this is also a powerful tool in our CRM, for example, to protect the churn. On Takami, we expose our consumers to this data, this clinical data, to explain, hey, you forgot 1 month of Takami supply. Look at the loss you can have on your skincare quality, skin quality, and lose this performance. So actually linking skincare, CRM, and clinical results is extremely powerful because skincare is all about trust. So it's all based on these clinical data that you convey this extra trust to the consumers. And you show also that you conduct study over time with your real consumers. And for example, we also, it was our 20th anniversary last year, actually the 20th anniversary of SkinPeel. So we gathered in Omotesando our most loyal consumers. And we have women who've been using the product for 17 years, families, and so on. So it's you have incredible stories that also we show and brought to our CRM and to our boxes. So this is something that is really unique and link the possibility only skincare can do it for CRM.
Can you tell us a little bit about how careful you are when you build those boxes?
So it's Japan. So it's everything is very careful, disciplined, and organized. So you've seen Muji crazy boxes. So it's a bit the same system. We have a CRM room in our offices where we build honestly as a war room, the different trees of the boxes that can arrive after different section of using the habituation journey. So we build and customize it. We A/B test all the time. So every boxes is A/B test, and we change the journey all the time. So depending on the moment of your habituation journey, you are at a different stage and you have different boxes. So we have, I would say, 40 boxes opened all the time in our CRM room that we specifically customize with small intentions, small gifts, small attentions, small stories, new evidence of efficacy that brings really the conversation on and on and on. So this is what makes the magic of it. And of course, so this is the physical box, but we have also it through our newsletters.
So SkinPeel is in every box?
SkinPeel is in every box.
Okay, and you complement it with additional products or information?
Trial sizes most of the time. We more and more try to build boxes with short routines. But we want to keep it quite minimal in terms of boxes. So yes, you can subscribe to the different boxes, but the subscription model is really based on SkinPeel. SkinPeel is really your habituation journey. And after, you can receive your moisturizer, your mask, your different treatments directly through the D2C.
Okay. And how does this personalization of the box resonate with your CRM personalization in the emails that you send, for instance?
The they are totally linked because the story is quite similar between the box and the newsletter. So we adjust in leaflet formats or in newsletter, but it depends a bit on.
Okay, so your newsletter is really about the box and what it contains and what are the products that one person is going to receive for a given month and how to use them.
It's a shortened version of the box.
Yeah, okay.
Let's say.
Okay.
One of the, David, this is just fascinating, honestly. One of the key frontiers of CRM is the notion of getting data on how products are being used. Because if you look at CRM from a general standpoint, very often we have data on how people shop, how they buy, how sometimes they stop buying, but very rarely on how they use the product. And it sounds to me that you really try to get as much data points as possible on how people use your products so that you can customize the rest of the experience.
Totally, and it's especially true when it comes to seasonality, because seasonality is extremely important when it comes to skincare. It's one of the top buzzing keywords in all platforms. The seasonality is very key. So we link the story to the expectation of consumers at a certain time. So basically, we will customize the box also based on the seasons and depending on the skin types.
How many skin types do you have?
Skin types, honestly, we have all skin types, I would say. But most of our consumers are sensitive skin.
And not only Asian skins.
So today in Japan, 99% is Japanese skin and speaking only Japanese. But when we expand abroad, it's a bit different.
You talked about I love it also because it's a very important topic in marketing research about the customer effort. I think because you say it's hard to be disciplined, and skincare is about discipline, and it's not so easy in a way to be a customer of Takami. So how do you take this into account? This is rare that brands talk about how difficult it is to be their customer. That's also maybe a different thing special to your brand.
Yes, totally. But I think the approach of Takami is all about the philosophy to be powerful and to be successful in your skincare. So we give the possibility also to consumers to feel good about their skincare because we ask their feedbacks, we listen to what they say. For example, they want to develop a specific product or a hand cream. Recently, consumers are craving to have a hand serum or a hand cream. They would dream of it and so on. So we make it possible for them to have it because we listen to what they say. And we promote this in our story. So of course, we will showcase the fact that we are creating a hand cream for them in the next boxes to also create this kind of trust and listening to their voice. So it's really all about consumer centricity. The obsession of the founders was really to listen to the consumer voice, but also to show to consumers that the moment they are disciplined enough, they are empowered in their skincare efficacy. So it's really all about being successful with skincare because one of the main insight of skincare, especially in Asia after COVID, was the fact that there is no skincare that works. When you have skin problems, skin issues, fundamentally, there's nothing much you can do. Even going to harsh treatments in the clinics, that is really something that most of the people do in Asia. In reality, succeeding in your skincare is very difficult. But the fact that you have a brand that is sending you an attention every month, listening to your needs, coaching you, available on the phone, trying to make you succeed with skincare is something extremely strong because it brings confidence to women in a very important way because skin in Asia is really the mirror of the soul, the mirror of the success, the mirror of your status. the more translucent porcelain you are, the most successful you are. So being on your side with you to coach you to have the good skincare is really meaningful in terms of purpose. So in terms of mission, really, we have this mission to life change skincare habits and to make women more powerful because they understand the skincare. And I'm sure people who listen, mostly Westerners, are not that used to skincare, but skincare is really all about discipline. And when you succeed, you feel really this joy and this power to handle and to know your skin, to master your skincare, especially when you've suffered acne or skin issues in your late 20s or even 30s.
Another question, David, I'm sorry about that, but we have to ask, how do you incorporate and include the revolution of AI in general? How do you take this into account in everything you do beautifully at Takami?
So it's good that you ask me because indeed it was a missing point in our journey. To have the diagnostic is really key on skincare because on skincare you go to an offline post, an offline store to have the advice of a BA to assess your skin problems, or a dermatologist when you're in France. You assess really the status of your skin. So it was really important to connect as a D2C brand this AI-powered beauty tech in our journey. So this is something that we're doing for second semester in Japan to really bring this online diagnostic that gives you a health check on 5 parameters that compile together and give you the status of your skin on a grade from 1 to 5. Let's say 1 is good, 5 is really bad, and you can coach and you can see whether you're going the right direction or the wrong direction with your skincare. So really having this as a complementary element to your self-assessment is really key to leverage and amplify the journey for our consumers. So this is something that we're launching. So it's called Skin Truth. So it's a possibility of our consumer to really reveal the skin truth in every month or regularly thanks to their apps.
So they really scan their face and skin with the app?
Yes. So for the moment, we are trying to plug the app inside the D2C. So the objective is really to have this as a landing page, as easy as a landing page, as in the landing page, to really do the diagnostic, to really do the diag, because we don't ask consumers to download the app on themselves.
This really looks like a luxury experience. Do you consider yourself as luxury?
We are totally luxury because of the level of our service. So we consider that the higher the level of service, the more luxury you are at L'Oréal, and this is the epitome of luxury with dedication to service. Yes, in terms of price, we are more accessible than the rest of any other brand because we are in the middle, what's called in the middle in Japan. So it's access luxury. I would say it's just below $50 for a serum. So it's not as expensive as Kiehl's, Lancôme, or YSL that are closer to $100. So we are more half, but we are more expensive than La Roche-Posay or other dermo brands.
And you have, can you tell us a little bit about the repeat purchase as well? Because this is value over time.
Yes. So on average, consumers will buy 7 to 8 times during the year our products. So it shows the power of repetition over a year.
This is for the customers on the subscription model. Okay, so they can pause 1 month or another and relaunch their subscription.
Exactly. So we have a system in Japan that allows you to adjust the delivery box date. So if for you it's better to receive the box a month and a half after rather than 1 month, you can adjust really based on your skin needs and the way you consume your skincare. You have consumers also who ask for an accelerated delivery and so on. So this is something that we adjust. So we adjust the box and depending on the consumer needs.
This is Oyasumi,
yes,
right?
This is what we call Oyasumi, which means adaptation, which means Oyasumi is a more philosophical name to explain that we adjust to the demand of consumers. In Japan, we call it omotenashi. That is really the art to think of the service in Japan, to anticipate the needs of our consumers. So it's part of the omotenashi.
So you control as a consumer really the frequency and in a way your
Totally.
lifetime value
Totally.
for you.
Totally. So the consumer lifetime value of Takami is 22 months. So that is extremely high. It means that we have extremely loyal consumers that are there for quite a long, but we also accept that they pause. So basically, if they go for a holiday, if they have some needs to readjust their subscription, we are open to it and we are quite flexible on it.
Yeah, and so I've seen some of your publications explaining that the more you offer pausing options, the longer the relationships. It's a way a bit paradoxical. You pause, but because you offer those pausing options, people tend to be.
Totally. Being extremely transparent and keeping it extremely visible in the newsletter or in the box, the possibility that you can pause, you can stop, depending on your needs, is extremely important for us. So of course, for consumers who want to stop the subscription, we are extremely vigilant. So we are really working on it and basically all the coaching center that will call back the consumers to understand why are you stopping and understand the reason behind it are quite successful because we have a reinscription to the box, and that is 40%, I would say. 30 to 40%.
So people unsubscribe?
People unsubscribe who subscribe
40%.
Thanks to our call center is 40%.
And so on average, you're talking about 22 months of duration, lifetime. But some people have been loyal for
17 years.
17 years.
Yeah, 17 years. In the database, we have consumers of 20 years. So it's very impressive. And you have people who stopped, came back to it because they saw the ads here and there and they wanted to go back. So it's really a story of having the possibility for consumers to come back. So today we have more than 200,000 subscribers. So we multiplied by 4 over the past 4 years the number of subscribers.
Only in Japan.
Only in Japan.
Two things resonate with what we usually call luxury. It's the connection with time and the perception of time. Because when you have customers like this long, this tells a lot about the value over time of your treatment, of your products. So that's of course spectacular. And another thing is probably that among Japanese consumers, it sounds like you attract the skin vested, right? The people who are most invested in their skin, which is another characteristic of luxury, right?
Yeah, totally. Japan is one of the most sophisticated countries in the world when it comes to skincare. So skin vested people are there. It's a big part of the market, but definitely Takami, because it's clinical origin, it's Japan made, it's minimal formulation, it's essential formulation, is really talking to the more skin invested or skincare savvy that you have that are really looking for skin quality, perfection. And today these words resonate a lot with Sephora communities, TikTok trends, and so on, because more and more consumers are looking for this minimal approach to skincare that is bringing exceptional results, and coming from Japan is a true added benefit for us.
And prove to the consumer that effort and so discipline and loyalty are truly beneficial
Totally.
to them.
Totally, and we believe that the trends of fast skincare has reached the limit for us. So we are really at the opposite side. So you have these Korean brands that are obsessed with this very instant gratification, instant results, who show the before afters on TikTok with dramatic results, but that creates a lot of irritations, pain and problems, especially when it goes to the Sephora keys or other crazy behavior. So us, we are really a brand over time, a brand of trust, a brand of minimal. So it's really based on this value that we grow the brand. And we resonate with a world that is what we call quiet luxury today. That is extremely important, and when we see the success of recent brand acquisition like Rhode from Hailey Bieber or other, it's quite meaningful today for consumers to be true to themselves, and also the proof that a D2C born brand can be the biggest hit of the year.
What are the main KPIs that you like to use with your teams each month, David?
So, contrarily to other luxe brands, we look at our growth per units. So really selling a number of bottles is really our obsession. So we recruit and we grow by repetition and by massification of these bottles. So really looking at the growth per unit is super important. After, obviously, we don't have a big level of awareness. Even in Japan, our awareness is 30%. So though we are the number one skincare in the country, our awareness is still quite low in front of Shiseido or other big players. So definitely we look at awareness. So our objective is really to boost our awareness, and we do it with A&I, definitely with eventing, with social sellers in Japan, but we have also other strategies to look at for. So we look at the number of views and the share of influence that we can have on the different zones.
Very impressive, Laure.
No, I just had a last question. Do you have boutiques on your own?
Yes, so we have boutiques in Asia. So we have 15 doors in China. We have a few in Japan, but we go also a lot with indirect, especially self-assisted. So we are launching Sephora this summer in China. We are already at Sephora in Malaysia and Singapore. But having an offline footprint is very important for us as much as we grow, because we believe that, yes, we are born D2C, but it's very important to exist, especially in the luxe landscape, to have a physical flagship, physical touch points. And it's also a weapon for retention. For example, in China, to grow the retention power of the brand, we offer a service that is called iontophoresis. So it's a technical name to call a treatment that we offer in cabins that we have in department store in China. So we offer them to our loyal consumers to do a quick service at the corner. So this is something that we developed that is extremely important for retention, because consumers in China come to our offline site to really benefit from the service in this blue clinic that we created in China. And in Japan, we are opening more and more doors. So recently, we opened Isetan. Isetan is the Galerie Lafayette of Japan. So it's really where you need to be when you're a big brand. So we are extremely proud to be extremely visible at Isetan department store. So yes, offline is really part of our strategy, and most especially when it comes to self-assisted. Self-assisted is really, because of our price tier positioning, that is access skincare, is extremely key. And this self-assisted model that were not that big in Asia before are getting bigger and bigger. So it's not mainly with Sephora in Japan, because Sephora has been out of Japan for many years, but you have many different aspects of the self-assisted that are developing there.
And the heterogeneity between your smallest and largest customers is high, or do you have an average, frequency that pretty much everyone follows?
No, we have big gaps. Honestly, we have big gaps. We have consumers that are extremely loyal, that have been loyal for many, many years, that are really part of our campaign. Recently, we shot 20 of them in our studios and our labs in Japan to show also the power of the retention. So we have people that are extremely loyal. You have people that are a bit less. Definitely, but it's a balance of all.
Any plan for European expansion?
Yes, we are thinking Europe. We are thinking the West, United States. We are thinking UK. So we are expanding quite fast. Last year we opened Southeast Asia. So we're gonna open Thailand and the Philippines quite soon after Malaysia and Singapore. But next on the map is Europe, UK, most probably first, and US.
And US. Wow. Impressive.
For sure. Thank you, David. That was a real delight to have you with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Incredible story. Thank you so much, David, for flying all over just for this.
Yeah, just for it.